Hello, my little chickadees. It's me, Heather, here at Goldstone Books. Today I'm going to tell you a story that I've been telling for 35 years, and it's still one of my favorites. It's called Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss, and it takes place on the 15th of May, which is today. Are you ready, my little chickadees? Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then let's begin. On the 15th of May, in the Jungle of Nool, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. "That's funny. There's no one around." Then he heard it again, just a faint little yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help. "I'll help you, but who are you? Where?" He looked and he looked. He could see nothing there but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. "I say, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell, so you know what I think? I think there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust, some sort of creature of very small size, too small to be seen by my elephant eyes, some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool he has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him, because after all, a person's a person, no matter how small." So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air. He lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down safe on a very soft clover. "Humph!" humped a voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Humph!" too. "Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that, why, there never has been." "Believe me, I tell you sincerely, my ears are quite keen and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's two, even three, even four, quite likely a whole family for all that we know, a family with children just starting to grow. So please, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be." "I think you're a fool, hoo!" And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too. You're the biggest blamed fool in the Jungle of Nool." And the kangaroos plunged in the cool of the pool. "Oh, what terrible splashing. I can't let my little persons get drowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they." So he plucked up the clover and he hustled away. And high through the treetops the news quickly spread. "He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on a flower." And Horton walked worrying almost an hour. "Oh, should I put my speck down? Oh, no, if I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't, because after all, a person's a person, no matter how small." Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could just barely hear it. "Speak up, please." And he put his ear near it. "My friend, you're a very fine friend. You've saved all our folks on this dust speck no end. You've saved all our houses and ceilings and floors. You've saved all our churches and grocery stores." "You mean you have buildings down there too?" "Oh, yes, we most certainly do. I know that I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they're wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who, and we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you." And Horton called back to the mayor of the town, "You're safe now, don't worry. I won't let you down." But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Vickersham brothers came shouting, "What rot! This elephant's talking to Whos who are not. There aren't any Whos, and they don't have a mayor, and we're going to stop all this nonsense. So there!" They snatched Horton's clover and carried it off to a black-bottom eagle named Vladikov, a mighty strong eagle, a very swift wing, and they said, "Will you kindly get rid of this thing?" And before the poor elephant even could speak, the eagle flew off with the flower in his beak. "Oh, please don't harm all my little folks who have as much right to live as us bigger folks do." "Quit your yapping. I'll fly through the night. I'm a bird, I don't mind it. And I'll hide this tomorrow where you'll never find it." And at 6:56 the next morning he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. he let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. Find that, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. I'll find it or bust. I shall find my friends on my small speck of dust. So clover by clover with care, he picked them up, searched them, and called, Are you there? And by noon, poor old Horton was more dead than alive. He had picked up, piled up, and searched 9,005, and on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3,000,000th flower. My friends, tell me, do tell, are you safe, are you sound, are you whole, are you well? And from down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chair smashed, our bicycle tires blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please, will you stick by the Who's while we're making repairs? Of course I will stick. I will stick by you folks through the thin and the thick. Humph, humphed a voice. For almost 2 days you've run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who've never existed. Such carryings on in our peaceable jungle. I've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle, and I am here to state that your silly, nonsensical game is all through. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, Me too. Grab him and cage the big dog. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knot so tight that he'll never shake loose. And then dump that dumb speck in boiling beezle-nut juice. Oh no, I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small. But you very small persons will not have to die if you can make yourselves heard. So come on now and try. The mayor grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it. And all over Whoville they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin cans, they beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. Great gust of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mayor called up through the howling mad hullabaloo, Hey Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through? I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't quite as strong as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Is every Who down in Whoville working? Quick, look around. Is anyone shirking? Through the town rushed the mayor from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping or bipping. But it wasn't enough, all this ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He searched through each building. He went floor to floor. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere, and almost about to give up in despair, he discovered one shirker quite hidden away in the Fairfax Apartments, apartment 12J. A very small shirker named Jojo was just standing, and bouncing a yo-yo. Not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mayor rushed inside, and he grabbed the young twerp, and he climbed with the lad up the Eiffelberg Tower. This is your town's darkest hour. This is the time for all Who's who have blood that is red to come to the aid of their country. We've got to make noises in greater amounts, so open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts. Thus he spoke as he climbed. When he got to the top, the lad cleared his throat and shouted out, Yop! Their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean. The elephant smiled. Do you see what I mean? It proved there are persons, no matter how small, and the whole world was saved by the smallest of all. How true, yes, how true. And from now on, do you know what I'm planning to do? I'm going to protect them with you. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, Me too. From sun in the summer to rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them, no matter how smallish. Thank you very much. Take care, my chickadees. I hope to see you soon. Bye.